Hello guys, welcome back to In 5 Minutes. In this presentation we are going to see the comparison between CMOS family and TTL logic family. Why these particular families are chosen here? Because these are the widely used and very effective families which are used very extensively in the practical knowledge or the practical applications. So let us see the comparison between CMOS family and the TTL logic family one by one. For that we have three sections. First of all, we will choose a parameter and we will see how the CMOS is working with that parameter and how TTL is working with that parameter. So my very first point is the device used. What are the devices which are used in CMOS and TTL logic? So in CMOS particularly N-channel or P-channel MOSFETs are used. Now what are MOSFETs? MOSFETs are metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistors, whereas in TTL logic particularly BJTs are used. That is nothing but bipolar junction transistors. My second point is based on the parameter of noise immunity. So noise immunity for CMOS is better than TTL, so you can write it down in way that simply it is better than TTL, and this is less noise immunity is there. The third point is based on the propagation delay. So propagation delay in the CMOS is particularly 105 nanoseconds for a metal can, or you can say a metal gate MOSFET or metal gate CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor, and propagation delay for TTL is usually 10 nanosecond, which is a standard delay for the TTL logic family. My next point is the switching speed, how fast they are switching from one position to another. So depending on the switching speed, if you see CMOS switching speed is less than TTL, and TTL they are faster. Switching speed is faster than CMOS. Moving out to the next point is nothing but the power dissipation per gate, which is very important. Now we must identify how much power is dissipated for a CMOS gate or a TTL gate. You can easily implement any of the gate with the both of the logic families, but power dissipation is going to be a major factor because most of the semiconductor devices are working on the DC batteries, and if the power drain out is more, then the battery drain out is very much high and frequent reuse of the batteries will be requiring. So power dissipation PD is particularly 0.1 milliwatt per gate, hence they are used for the battery backups, and propagate power dissipation here, that will be around 10 milliwatt per gate. Okay, so if you'll see carefully, it is 100 times more power dissipating in TTL, almost 100 times more power dissipation is there per gate. So CMOS family is more widely used where we are using the battery operated devices. Okay, the next point is fan out. Now we all know what fan out is. Fan out is the driving capacity from the output side, how many gates a CMOS gate can drive, that is called as the fan out. So it is typically 50 for the CMOS family, and for TTL it is only 10. Now moving on to next point, that let us find out the operating areas. If the operating areas are concerned, means what if the CMOS is used, or the particularly MOSFET, which are the device used in the CMOS and the BJTs, these devices operate in which region? Okay, so MOSFETs are operated as switches, particularly in ohmic or cutoff region. So I can say you that MOSFETs used as switches in ohmic or cutoff region, whereas transistors can be operated in the saturation and cutoff region. So there are two regions. First one is the saturation region, or second one is the cutoff region. And finally, moving out to the last point, that is nothing but the power supply voltage required. Power supply or the voltage required for CMOS, we can use the range of supply voltage. So it is 3 volts to up to 15 volts we can give to a CMOS family gate to work, whereas in TTL it is fixed to plus 5 volts. So that's all about the difference between CMOS and TTL logic family. So you can see there is a wide variety of changes out there. So looking out fan out 50, here only 10. Power dissipation is going to be a major factor there. So power dissipation, 10 milliwatts of power required for one non-TTL gate, as well as various factors are there. So based on this, we have successfully differentiated the CMOS and TTL logic family on the various parameters based here. So that's all about the CMOS and TTL logic family differentiation. And for more videos, stay tuned to In 5 Minutes, and thank you for watching.